What's up, man? Early morning, 9 a.m.
morning.
on a Saturday. Look at you, boy. Appreciate you coming through.
Always. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Obviously, it's so funny. Like, I've been telling people, like, oh, I got Jay coming on. They're like, who's that? And I'm like, the dude that makes the videos. Like, my best friend, Chris. He's like, oh, yeah, dude. My buddy's a cop in Hemet, and he's always sharing me the videos when he makes Hemets because he's like, that's so Hemet, right?
Yeah.
So, isn't that kind of weird that some people don't know your name but know your videos?
No, bro, that happens all the time. Actually, last night, I walked into a gas station. There's a whole family in there, and this dude looked at me. And he was kind of like a bigger dude.
Yeah.
He looked at me kind of crazy, and I didn't have this hat on. I had just gotten my hair cut, so I was like, there's no way he notices me, right? And he's like, what's up? I was like, what's up? And he puts his hand out and grabs me in real tight.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's your name? I was like, dude. He was like, but you do TikTok, huh?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. People know my face. People know the hat, but people just don't know my
Why do you
name
wear the
all
W?
time. IE.
Oh.
It's a cursive IE.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I have it tattooed.
Oh, okay.
I heard it a long time ago.
Really?
And I was like, because, we don't have a LA hat.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have one that's just IE except from One Love IE.
Yeah, maybe Justin's starting to.
Right.
I would say that hat. You know what's crazy? We were talking before the podcast about Justin. It's like kind of how you feel. Like you walk into like a gas station, someone knows you. Like I tell him that all the time. Like I get butterflies when I see his gear out in public,
Dude,
and being
I know.
like, "Damn, dude, my boy is doing that." Like I remember when he was selling candy in high school,
Right, huh.
and now he's built this, and now
Yeah.
all these people. Or I'll be walking somewhere, and be like, "Yo, where do you get that hat from? Like that's a sick hat." Like.
Yeah.
Dude, it's such a weird vibe,
I
dude.
know. And funny enough, the dude's son had a One Love IE hat on.
Exactly.
That was so dope.
This show is sponsored by Resilient Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. So, you're thinking about buying and selling soon? Yes, we know you probably know a realtor, your mom's best friend's cousin's neighbor, puts her face on the local shopping cart. But you know what? Our friends at Resilient Real Estate Group have helped hundreds of thousands of people sell houses over the years, and they definitely know what they're doing based on their 5-star review on Google and Zillow. So, it doesn't matter if you're looking to buy $1 million house or a fixer-upper, make sure the next time you're thinking about buying and selling real estate, you give our friends a call over at Resilient Real Estate Group. And now we're back to the show. That's the one thing I will say is that, like, if brands realize how much they could tap into the loyalty of the IE,
Yep.
it is a brand market that is
100%.
so out there that they just pass over, but they don't realize it's like in LA and like Orange County, there's so many things to distract you, and
Yep.
there's so much like, oh, I gotta wear this to be part of that, whatever. It's like out here, it's like, no, those are the people I mess with. Like I'm wearing their stuff.
Exactly. 100%.
It's a brand thing that I think a lot of people miss out. So like obviously everyone knows the videos you're making now, and like what was the reason? Do you remember the first time you thought about making the first video that did well?
Yeah. So when I posted the random video of the tattoo and that blew up, everybody was questioning my other tattoos, right? And they could see that I have like 951, and then I have a rain cross right here. So people are automatically like, oh, he's from Riverside. He's from the IE, right? So instantly, LA came in. Oh, the IE is whack. I never said a word about LA, right? IE is whack. You guys are a bunch of bums. You guys live in the dirt, right?
They don't even come past F71, but they want to talk shit. Has it become a job yet for you?
No, I have fun with it, bro.
Yeah.
I have.
So you don't
much
put
fun
pressure
with
on you, like, I got to come up with a skit, or do you have like a posting schedule?
So sometimes, I used to post every single day, but I found that
That's impossible.
The algorithm also would stop pushing my video from the day before. It'd be doing really well, right? It'd be at like 200,000 views in 16 hours, but I'd want to post again, and I'd post again, and that video that's at 200K completely got,
Because you got to let it soak.
it wouldn't get pushed out anymore, right? So only my next video wouldn't do as good, so now I'm like at a loss.
Yeah.
So then I went to every 3 days. So that's kind of the posting schedule that I'm on. And I try to stick to that.
Yeah.
So every 3 days, I feel like it works.
I think that's the issue. Like a lot of people, you've found a niche that's blown up.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think like, because a lot of people hit us up and are like, dude, how do you get lead? Like, how do you do it so well on social? I'm like, consistency. You got to post a lot.
Yep.
But for you have a topic that blows up that you need that video to soak.
Yep.
For us, our model is, hey, we're going to keep hitting people with content. And then if one blows up, then we let that one soak.
Yep. No.
That's the difference. I think too many people want to do what you do, like every 3 days, every 4 days, but like your first video is not needed. It's not doing well. So it's not going to stop anything from doing it.
Exactly.
So for you, like when you started coming out, like you started making the videos and whatever like that, like how was the support? Like when was like the first moment you're like, oh shit, like this is something that's working. Like, you know, like this is something I'm getting things like, I mean, like, it's weird we live in this currency of, like, likes and Like,
I know.
Isn't
I know.
it crazy? Like, currency in the world nowadays, like everyone who doesn't talks crap on like NFTs and the metaverse and whatever, but like, if you have a blue check mark, you're someone.
You're someone.
Or you have 100,000 followers on TikTok, you're someone. Like, no offense, I was bragging to my stepdaughter today who's 14, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have this guy on my podcast who has 100,000 TikTok followers, and she's like, oh really, what's his name? Thank you, so you're giving me street cred right now.
Yeah, no problem. I got you.
Thank you.
That's a good question though. I never been asked that, and that's a thinker. First time I felt like I was getting like a good amount of support, I feel like when I started getting the same people coming back to my videos.
Yeah.
You know, because TikTok is so random. It's the only app in reality. It's the only app you open and you're forced to watch things. YouTube, you have to go on there and click. You have to click what you want to watch. Instagram, you know, you got to go to someone's profile, except when you're on someone's story and someone reposts. TikTok, it's put in your face.
Dude, it's a dangerous app.
Right.
It is. If you know how to play the game, it is a very addicting app. Like, I try to stay off it because of I'm trying to get on there more, but I'll just realize I'm scrolling.
Yeah.
And you won't even realize how much time has gone by. Like, at least for me, I'm a big YouTube guy. I love YouTube videos because I feel like I'm getting something. But at least there's a pause in the video.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, crap, I just watched
Yeah.
a 17-minute video on the toilet. Like, I got to get up and go do something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for you, like, when you were shooting those videos and things like that, like, how long does it take you to put a video together? Like, from creation to shoot to edit, what does that time frame look like for you?
So a lot of people use third-party apps. I don't. I literally just use TikTok. I use the sounds on TikTok. I use everything TikTok. So that cuts out some time for me. But usually it's around an hour, hour and a half.
From start to finish.
From start to finish. I mean, I got to do takes. In the beginning, I didn't really do takes. I kind of just put out what I originally made. But now that I have a following,
you feel a little bit more pressure on you?
I feel a little bit more pressure for sure. So I do takes now, and I got to edit stuff and make sure it sounds right. And if it doesn't sound right, if there's like an echo in the background, I got to redo it. So it usually takes me about an hour, hour and a half. And
do you check does it affect you emotionally if your video didn't do well?
Sometimes, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like that's normal for everybody though. You know, you put work into it. Like I wake up early in the morning. I got to go to work. I have 2 kids. I could be spending time with my family, but I just chose to go into my room or our room and spend 2 hours away from them. And then I leave to work all day. And then I'm anticipating this video that I worked so hard on to go viral. And I check my phone after I posted after an hour, and it's at 15,000 views. When I thought it was going to be at 500,000 views. You know, so I'm like, okay.
And this is something I want people to process it. Like, you think, like, probably when you first started, like, oh, if I could just get 15,000 views, I'd be pumped. And then you get to 15,000 views and like, oh, bro, but I should be at 50 and then 100. And that's the addiction.
That is the addiction
to anything. And that's why when people hit me up, they're like, oh, dude, if I could just make 50K more a year. No, it'll become more. It's never enough.
100%.
You have to, and that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. I hate when people are like, oh, that's like, it's good. You're motivating, you're pushing yourself, but you have to realize, like, when you better like the journey to get there, because when you get to the thing, the bar just goes higher.
100%.
And you don't realize it until you hit the goal, and then you're like, shoot, like, dang it.
100%. I agree. And then it used to be that way with 100Ks. 100Ks, dude, I would post every time I got 100K on TikTok, and now it's like, dang, my video only got 100K. Like, this should be at 1 million, bro.
Yeah, you're like, your girl's like, what's wrong? Like, don't talk to me. I'm at 99 right now.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. I'm only at 101.
Literally.
She's like, babe, it's been 4 hours. I know, but like, I thought this was money. Like, I thought this was like gonna be fire. And that's the hard part about this. It's like, I mean, how many people you're probably getting blown up now in the DMs and stuff. First off, like, how overwhelming is that for you?
It's super overwhelming sometimes, but I do my best. I try not to be like this ego dude, right? But I do my best to respond to almost everybody that DMs me, because they don't owe me anything. You know, they just choose to support me in my movement and what I like to do. It's like my hobby, you know? And people choose to support me, and they go all out. You know, I got people buying merch. I got people taking pictures. I'm signing people's phones and shirts, and it's crazy, right? I had hundreds of people show up to a meet and greet. So, like, who am I to not respond to them in a DM, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's super overwhelming though, and I do my best to respond to everybody.
And it's hard. Like, I was
actually
surprised you DM'ing back.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
I had saw from What's Up with Riverside this setup,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw that sign, and I was like, dude, I'm getting on this podcast.
You know, it's crazy, right? My girl was talking to me. We were talking this morning, right? We were talking about fear, and we were talking about like what stops you from doing something, and how my brain works. And I'm trying to get her to think this way. You know, women, it's very difficult.
No,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, if my goal is X, what time/money do I need to get to X? So what's funny is we were doing this podcast, but I had another sign up here because I was doing
Okay.
I had a sign that said resilient.
Okay.
Because I had a podcast called Resilient Mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why am I not having more people on the What's Good in Riverside podcast? Like, I know this is important. I know I need to be hitting people up to do this. I know. I go, I don't feel like the podcast room is on brand, and it embarrasses me to ask people, and I think they're going to be confused on what podcast is what. Instantly, I go, I'm buying a What's Good in Riverside neon sign.
That was it.
Instantly. And she goes, really? I said, yeah. I said, there was a problem. I paid for this, and now this month we have 21 people on the podcast. That one little change.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You got to adapt.
You
bro.
have to adapt, and you have to figure out if there's something you're not doing, what fear is stopping you, and can you pay for it to change that fear outcome?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like even for you, like shooting your videos now, have you increased your equipment at all, or are you just still straight and just shoot phone?
Just phone. I mean, I have a camera now, and like.
Are you shooting on camera?
Nah, I don't shoot on a camera, but I do vlog on a camera. But for TikTok, I just shoot on my phone, ring light, all that stuff. I haven't.
No audio difference?
No, just straight phone, ring light.
Bro, we gotta talk after this podcast.
I have a mic. Like I have a mic. I'm pretty good at all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's the beauty of TikTok is I kind of can just pick up and do what I want, when I want, where I want.
That's what I was saying. We have a when we do vlogs on the camera, we have a mic that just plugs right in. It's a shotgun mic right at you, right in the bottom.
Oh,
of the
then
phone.
we have to talk after
Yeah,
the podcast.
right.
Yeah,
like literally, you go like you take your phone, you boop right at you.
It plugs into the
Plugs
phone?
right into the bottom.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a trick.
Right in the bottom, shotgun mic, right at you. Solid
That's
sound.
essential. That's essential.
Because it's because the thing that everyone thinks they need all this stuff,
Yeah,
but they don't realize it's like, oh, I gotta put a lav mic on, and then that's just so many more steps. But yeah, boom, go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk.
And that so that have you tried to like now that you're feeling like you're feeling the pressure of promoting better quality TikToks, like. Are you trying now? What's the next level are you gonna go to? Like, is it more collaboration? What's the next step? Do you think you're gonna level up in the game?
So I really want to do. My next big thing that I really want to do is there's a creator called Watts Homie Quan.
Okay.
He's from LA. So he kind of does similar stuff.
Is that the black guy? The black guy that you guys were walking past each other in that video?
No. That was a black Mexican.
Okay.
He's from Fontana.
Got
He's
it.
funny. That dude is funny. But this dude's Watts Homie Quan. He makes kind of similar content. It was like growing up in LA, LA videos. But he put together this movie on YouTube pretty much. It was like a full movie called Growing Up in LA. And he used artists from LA, brands from LA, creators from LA, and threw them all into this thing and wrote a full script for it. And I mean, it was like really watching a real movie. So I really want to do something like that as like growing up in the IE and doing my own version of it with the artists from out here, with the brands from out here, with anybody and everybody that is somebody from out here, just to like really just go all out, go big, go viral, have like a bunch of cameramen and make it a big like event, you know, almost.
Are you shocked that you're able to do these things?
Yes.
Because like on paper, like we're if people don't know this, like this guy like 6 years sober, but like got kicked out of high school.
Yeah.
Was a fighter, bad kid, and now look at you.
Yeah.
Now you know, family man, just like being at home, which I really honestly respect out of you. I believe like when you're a dad, like your number one job is your family.
100%.
Like I don't give it like you go to war for your family. There's nothing more important than that. My dad was that way, so it's like you know what I mean. So for you, like, do you ever times you just stop and think like, shit, dude, I'm doing something? Does it ever catch you off guard?
All the time. And you know, this is kind of given, I would like for it to give me more time at home with my kids and my fiance, just to be at home more, you know, because this could potentially take me out of what I'm doing for a 9 to 5, right? Because there's so much money on social media. There's so much money on social media.
Yeah.
And if I'm given the opportunity, like I will take that 100% because although I might be having to be in my room making videos, at least I'm home.
Yeah.
My kids will say my dad was always home, you know, because where I'm at right now in my 9 to 5, I will be gone for 70 hours a week.
Yeah.
Just to provide. And I'm so willing to do that, and I have no problem doing that because my kids are my everything and I want to provide for them. But if I get to be home and provide,
yeah,
dude, like what a blessing.
Well, and you'll start learning, and you're probably learning it now, like what people don't get, like you'll never be able to work enough in a week. Like you have to, my grandpa told me, he's like, if you ever want to be very wealthy one day, you have to sell stuff. He goes, you could sell so much product in one day.
Yeah.
You can't ever work that much in one day.
That's true.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that people make the mistake is like, you'll never work a 9 to 5 and be and live a great life.
Yeah.
It's the grind.
Yep.
It's literally, and then you're 65 years old and your life is over. And then it's like, what now?
Yep.
So it's funny. Like, do you remember a guy named, I was talking about him the other day. He was on the we were talking about him on the podcast, Dan Daniel.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think like the perfect when it comes to timing in life, right? Like, could he have blown up more if TikTok was around?
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Would be huge if
like,
TikTok was
like
around.
He just missed the window.
100%.
Like, and he could have leveraged that. And then, like, kind of like with you, like something that I will say that's very impressive with you is like you found a niche, and not everyone would have taken, shifted that quickly into the mindset of like, oh shoot, okay, I'm gonna do this, and this, and this. So what is the leverage game for it now? Is it now selling merch? Is it like collaboration deals? Is it, you did something with Castle Park? Like moving forward, is your mindset that like, how can I bring in a product into my TikTok to get paid on the TikTok? Because you're not making, TikTok don't pay per views right now, do they?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
How much? Do you want to say that?
Not a ton.
Not a ton.
I'll say it. So TikTok isn't a big money app. I mean, they got it. And there's people that make,
of course,
thousands of dollars per video. But, even for my video that was last month, 4 million views. I had a week where I had 3 videos hit 1 million. One was 4 million, one was 2 million, another one was 1 million, right? That's a lot of views. Do that on YouTube.
Dude, you're rolling.
Dude, you make...
You ever thought about going to shorts? Because they're paying now.
Yes, I have. And I started to post some, and then I started YouTube, and then my son was born, and it was harder for me to get out to my studio, which made me stop doing my shorts.
Do you have a studio?
Kind of. I converted my garage into a studio.
Got it.
So, kind of.
Yeah.
But, but so yes, I have. I would like to do more shorts. I need to. Thanks for reminding me. But TikTok does not pay crazy. It's like maybe $150, couple $100 per
for
million.
$1 million.
So you gotta keep posting. You gotta keep going. If you want to make some money, you got to keep posting. But the people with millions of followers who instantly get millions of views and can post 3 times a day and bang out 1 million 3 times a day. My videos take too long for that. I have too much stuff going on. But these kids that are...
They can dance.
16, 17, they throw on a song, they dance, it's going viral. And they post 7 videos in a day. They all hit 1 million. Think about it, bro.
Yeah.
It's $150.
Plus brand deals.
Plus brand deals, right? So
brand deals is where... I think brand deals is where it's at.
That's where it's at.
I mean, I think, like... That's the thing too, like, that's why I've always been like anti-TikTok, because it's like like our videos, 1, don't pop because we're not throwing a song or whatever, but 2, I'm like, it takes me sometimes 2 hours to figure out all the information that I want to shoot in a video, because at the end of the day, the video is to educate people on what's going on in the housing market. Like, I can't just go like, boop, 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 you know what I mean? And so it's like the style is just so different. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Yeah.
Are you ever have you ever thought about going off-brand? Like, going, like, to the more trendy stuff?
I've done a few trends, but I would never, like, prioritize that because that's not what I blew up off of. And people are going to be like, if I post 3 videos back to back to back, no IE, people are going to be like, he's done with the IE, he doesn't care about the IE, like, so probably not crazy, but I've done a few trends.
How's your girl handling all this?
She doesn't really mind.
That's good.
She's so supportive. I mean, because like I said, I have minimal time where I can shoot videos. So in the morning, I wake up and she doesn't want to deal with both the kids by herself. But she's so supportive that she's like, just give me the baby, go make your video. I got him. It's okay. And she doesn't really mind in public. Like in public, she takes all the pictures when people ask me for pictures. She's just so supportive. So,
have you come across any crazy people that come up to you?
Not crazy, but I did have this super drunk lady at the Day of the Dead event.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Downtown.
yeah.
Dude, she was like...
All over?
I had both my kids, right? And my girl standing behind me, and she just, what's up? And I'm like looking around, and she's just like running up to me, and she's like coming in for like a hug. And I'm like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
You know, and then she goes in
sure.
for a handshake, and I'm like, what's up? Like, and I'm like, do I know you? Are you my mom's friend or something? And I said, what's up? And she said, your Instagram video, TikTok. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? I was so confused.
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
I think I know your mom.
You do?
Your mom's a realtor?
Yeah. You
Oh,
do.
I know her.
Yeah, you do.
I met your mom and dad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
I
you know.
sold a house on J Street, and they came in and wanted to buy it up in Orange Crest way back in the day.
Okay.
And then your mom became a realtor.
Uh-huh.
I know your mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so. I saw you posting. I was like, they kind of look alike. You look like your dad.
Yeah.
So I was like, is that his dad? I was like, I was like, I think so.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just crazy how small this town is, and when you get to the point of that where people are like it happens, you know, it happens to us where it's like, you're those guys, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know you.
Yeah.
And like you go like, thank you so much, I'm honored.
Yeah.
But the hard thing is like maybe you caught me at the wrong moment. Maybe I'm dealing with my kids, and then you know.
Yeah. No, 100%, and I've had that happen for sure. I mean, it's gotten to the point where it's not just like, oh, maybe someone will say hi to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I walk through like the Tyler Mall, let's just say that. Dude, I'm getting like mobbed. Like I have just crowds of people. So many people want pictures. So many people are talking at the same time. I'm like walking.
Does it cut you from not going out?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not that point.
It's just sometimes it's it can be kind of frustrating if like my daughter is, you know, she's 3. She's a toddler. She wants to spin around and do twirls and look around and walk over here. So I'm trying to do that. And then it's like, oh, hey, Jay. Oh, bro, I'm a huge fan. Can I get a picture? And I'm like, yeah, my daughter's like wandering off, spinning in circles. And I'm like, yeah, just hold on. Give me a second. And then I go over there, and then she wants to keep walking. So I just disregard the people that just asked me.
Yeah.
It's difficult sometimes. I mean,
it's crazy all the things that people do not process what it takes when you become successful that are the hindrances. Like we see people's lives and you're like, oh, I want to be there, and then you don't realize all the negative things that come with it that they also have to deal with.
Yeah. No, 100%.
But I always say this, at the end of the day, everyone in life has a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have poor people problems or rich people problems?
Yeah, I mean, it's either quality problems or non-quality problems.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a quality problem. I get to, I mean, I'm complaining about someone wanting to take a picture with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a quality problem right there.
That's a Steve-O. Steve-O is a big guy. Like he's like, I'll never say no to a photo.
I never say no. I've never said no. So
He goes because he's like, and it's maybe like, he's like, I think it's like I want to please everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't want someone who likes my stuff to be upset at me because I didn't take a photo. But sometimes it's like, you know.
I've never said no. I don't think I would ever say no. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of on the same vibe as like what Steve-O is saying with trying to, you know, please everybody, I guess. You know, I don't want anybody to look at me like, oh, he's a jerk, or he has an ego, or he thinks he's bigger than what he is.
I've had people
you know?
like, I'll like post like, hey, wants to be on the pod, and they'll hit me up, and there's just there's nothing there, and I'm like, you know, I just not, and then I'll post again like, hey, who wants to be on the podcast, and they'll be like, oh, you don't want like, and I'm like, no, I just don't want you.
Yeah.
Like you don't do anything.
Yeah.
I can't fill 30 minutes of talk time.
Right.
And we just have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And then it's awkward.
Yeah.
And it's just dead time, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like going on a first date, and the other person doesn't talk. You're like, this
Yep.
is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Literally, yeah.
That's how it is.
Right.
So obviously you had a crazy kid crazy style growing up. Do you think that has kind of influenced the ability to do these things?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you look at my content, it's not like, I mean, I keep it PG. I don't cuss in my videos.
Yeah.
I don't do anything crazy.
Which is smart. Like we were talking
Right.
before, it is super, like I cussed before and Adrian will cut that out, but like it's like you have to be You have to be wide.
Yeah.
You can't be narrow.
No, and with diverse a diverse fan base where I have like grandmas and grandpas and then parents and then kids and then, you know, as young as elementary school kids that know me. I want everybody to be a part of what I do, you know? So with the not cussing and trying to meet everyone's standard, or I don't even know what you would call it, opinion on a Riverside or the IE in general, that's hard. That is super hard because everybody comes from a different part of everywhere, right?
So just take Riverside. If you're from the east side versus Orange Crest,
it's
or Casablanca,
different worlds.
It is the most different world ever.
Yep.
Like, people do not process that who don't live here. Like, I had a guy on last week who was from the east side, and they did a toy drive, and it's like you wouldn't even think we're from the same town.
Yeah.
Or if you're from Casablanca, like, it's just.
Yeah.
So how, and now you're trying to do all of IE.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. No, it's hard for sure. And the only one that I honestly can just make whatever about and nobody go, oh, that's not what it's really like, is San Bernardino.
Yeah.
That's the only one. I can say what I want and do what I want about San Bernardino being dangerous or crazy or whatever. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, no, San Bernardino. Or Hemet. Hemet and San Bernardino are two easiest. Oh, actually, and Temecula. Riverside is really hard. Corona's hard. Moreno Valley's hard. These are all hard because there's different sides, you know. Like
Temecula's all the same.
Temecula's all the same.
Hemet's all the same. San Bernardino's
all the same.
Yeah.
Those are the easiest ones for me. That's why they're in my videos the most. And they're the easiest to make funny, you know. Riverside, I almost have to pick which version of me do I want to do. Do I want to do, you know, Orange Crest, or do I want to do like Arlanza, or do I want to do Casablanca, you know?
You forget how big Riverside is until you break it down on a map.
It is huge.
And you start looking at like all the pockets. You're like, are you from the west side, the northwest side, which is like older and horse properties and more Latin people, because the south side of the west side is like up in the hills where all the bougie people from Orange County live. Like, it's two different worlds.
So different.
And then 91 and Castle Park split it.
Yep.
That's
100%.
it. So how'd the whole deal come up with Castle Park?
So they DM me out of nowhere and said, hey, we really like your content. We'd like to give you some free tickets or something like that. And I was like, man, I'd love to. And we just kind of kept in contact. And they invited me to their media night, which I ended up not being able to go to because I got sick. So I was super upset about that. And then one of my friends, girls, wife, baby mama, whatever, texted me and said it would be so funny if Castle Park dressed you up for Castle Dark as a monster and you went and scared people and you had a cameraman follow you. So I ended up doing that. And now they're still just super nice to me and they still invite me to all their things with like free admission. And so that was cool. That was fun. I like doing that. Scaring is a lot harder than people think it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought I was going to be scaring people, and people were just like, you're not scary.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's for you. Do you have any brand deals you're working on right now that you can talk about?
Brand deals?
Or companies you're trying to team up with?
Okay, so my dream company to work with is Pro Club.
Pro Club,
100%. That's the dream right there. But me and Justin have talked about having some things in production. I do work with Boom and Season Supply. Have you ever heard of them? No. So it's a shop out of here in Riverside. They make shirts, hats, sweatshirts.
Okay. Are they the ones that make your merch?
They don't make my merch. They do have a screen printing thing in their shop, but they have a shop down here. It's actually in Harupa, I think.
Got it.
But it's really nice. I mean, the owner, he's successful. I mean, he used to sell shirts out of trunks, and now he has his own store, and he's from Riverside, from Casablanca. That'd be cool. Just throwing it out there if you got him on here.
Bro, just hook it up.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm all about, this is the reason we built the podcast, to be honest. Too many people watch Rogan and all those things.
Yep.
None of us are going to be Elon. None of us are going to, 99.999 none of us are going to be on Joe Rogan's podcast every one day.
No.
That's not the truth. But how many people are, like we had a guy who has a bar. How many guys are on the verge of like, man, I really want to start my own barbershop?
Yeah.
And that one guy goes, dude, I'm from this place. I grew up this way.
Yeah.
I did this, and I'm now here.
Mm-hmm.
That is way more impactful when you see the small wins over the massive wins. The massive wins are impossible.
Yeah.
But if you can, and I think the hard part is we live in a world nowadays with social media that only the Lambos and the multi-million-dollar houses on the beach are what you see. And I'll tell you what, you can own a nice house in Orange Crest, drive a nice Range Rover,
Yep.
and live a good life.
100%.
But no one is pressing that. They're only going, bro, if you don't make $1 million a year, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Especially in our industry. Your mom's in our industry. Like, I've never been in an industry. It's like, oh, you only made $500,000 this year. What's wrong with you? This person you only sold $25 million in real estate. This person sold $750 million. You're like, okay, well, I guess I'm a loser. I only made $500,000. I made $250,000. I live a good life. But the perception is like, you got to make, oh, you only made $1 million. Oh, you got to make $5 million. You only make $5. So the goal is to be like, dude, if I could just inspire, like I'm gonna have my high school teacher on next week. Maybe someone's sitting here and be like, I want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, you know what? That sounds really freaking cool.
Yeah.
To be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to be one.
Yeah.
That's way more inspiring.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I mean, I like your image behind this podcast.
Yeah.
Like what your motive with it is.
Yeah.
I really like it. And, dude, so going back to what you were just saying is the comparison. Comparing yourself is so dangerous in the world of social media and like financial. Like I feel like realtors do it a lot,
bro.
I feel like realtors do it a lot.
If you truly knew, okay, let's not even take financial for a second, but if you took, that guy's crushing it or that girl's crushing it, but they're on the verge of divorce, they have a drug problem, they're miserable, and they're doing XYZ. Mm-hmm. Do you really care if you sell $200 million in real estate? You know what I mean? Like, you know how many people are like, dude, why do you waste so much time doing dumb podcasts? That's not going to make you any money. That's not it. I'm like, bro, because it's a mental break.
Yeah.
And I need some escape from this world.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the issue is too, we drink our own Kool-Aids. Like, if you die tomorrow or left the industry, no one would care.
Right.
No one will care. You're not impacting anyone's life. You sold a house. Congratulations. Yeah. Cool. Mm-hmm. Good. Mazel tov. You made money, which I agree. I love it. This is why I'm able to do this. But it's like how many people have sat here and they're like, dude, this is my first ever podcast. No one's ever supported my business. And I just appreciate you. Cool, man. I got you. You know, I had a guy on here, my buddy Zach, who's a trainer. And he started this thing where he was taking kids. They were in junior high and he would take them on a man day. He'd rent a Lambo. Guys that got bullied. The parents would hit him up. Hey, my son gets bullied in school. He'd have a man day, and Zach's a good looking buff dude, and he would then train him and do all these things with them. And he was on here. It's called Bully Bandit. And we got done with the podcast, and I wrote him a check for $1,000. And he was like, dude, my own friends and family won't support me. We know each other, but we're not friends. And you just came on me, let me talk about my podcast, and then you wrote me a check. I'm like, dude, that's the game. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Like, and when people finally realize it, I tell people all the time, if you're unhappy in life, go help someone.
Yeah.
If you're unhappy in your life, if you're miserable, go help someone when you don't want nothing from them.
Yeah, no, go be a service.
Go be a servant, and your life will be better.
100%.
And problem is you think I gotta take care of myself. Yep. I gotta figure myself out. I gotta read new podcasts. I gotta read a new book. I gotta make more money. Go truly help someone where you want nothing in return. Where you're like, I'm here just to serve you. Your life will be better.
Yeah, no, be out of self and be of service.
Yes,
you're gonna be so much happier.
So much happier.
You're gonna be happy, joyous, free.
Exactly.
That's what you're gonna feel.
And that's the other thing we mess around in life. Like I made $19,000 for 10 years straight, dude. Yeah. I had slept on my buddy's floor. Mm-hmm. I was homeless.
Yeah.
I had nothing to my name. I was flat broke. And yes, my first year in real estate, I did well, and I made 6 figures, and that was great. And then the next year, I did even better. That was great. But then after that year, I've done better. My life hasn't changed that much.
Right.
The bills get bigger.
Yep.
This gets bigger.
Yeah.
The stress gets bigger. Mm-hmm. Yes, you get to do cooler things, but your life doesn't really change that much.
Right. Yeah.
But the people who are, it's so easy for you to say, just like you, only 15,000 likes on my TikTok. I've been dancing for a year and I've only gotten 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
And you're like, but it doesn't change anything, dude.
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing, man. You got to truly be niche. So now that you're a little rant. But now that you're going off, like, are you really focusing on keeping your circle tight?
As far as
Like
the people
people
around me?
like, I assume like random, like people back in the day are hitting you up, I'm assuming.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like, so you're just like really focusing, like staying tight.
Yes, and it kind of depends on how people come off when they're hitting me up from back in the day. You know, I had a dude hit me up the other day. He's like, "Wow, you're really blowing up. I remember we used to play basketball. We should hang out again." I did. I'm not gonna hang out with you. We haven't talked in years, bro.
Yeah.
But then I had another one hit me up the other day, and he said, "Hey, this is Jaden. Whatever. Let's just call him Jaden.
Yeah.
This is Jaden. I remember you from middle school, high school." He was like a really close friend back then. And he was like, "You were a mess.
Yeah.
You were a mess. You had issues. And I am so proud of you." He was like, "It brought tears to my eyes to see how many people you've put smiles on their faces. And to see that you have kids that you take care of. And to see that you have a fiance. And to see that you and your mom are doing good." Like, it made me tear up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, dude, my life was so unmanageable at one point. And now I get to put smiles on millions of people's faces. Millions. That is crazy to me. I'm so grateful. And to touch back on the 15,000 thing, how ungrateful am I sometimes, you know, to go, dude,
It's human nature.
we
We take shit for granted. Like,
Yeah.
I truly believe that, homie, all the time. Like, I'll sometimes sit and like, I'll be sitting like, you know, like we'll be stressing out because of this and shit. We're only making 20 G's this month and not 50 G's this month, and we got to cover the bills, and what are we gonna do, and all this stuff. And then sometimes I'm like, do I got food? Yeah. Do I got somewhere to sleep tonight? Yeah. Do I have my family with me? Yeah. What is there to complain about?
Right.
It's almost like you have to recheck yourself,
Yep.
and you have to do it on a regular basis because it is so easy to get it out of control.
Yep.
Especially probably for you now, like, people are drinking the Kool-Aid and pumping you up, and you gotta like check yourself so much because it can easily get out of control.
Yep.
You know? So what was the moment you think, going back, like, I think the one thing that I'm hoping that we can clip, Sienna clip a lot of great clips from this podcast, because when was the moment, because a lot of people probably don't know like your story, and you know, because obviously you can't see that on TikTok, but like, when was the moment you're like, dude, I gotta get shit right? Like, my life is messed up. I'm drinking. I'm doing drugs. I'm getting kicked out. I'm getting in fights, and you know, all these things. It's like, what was that moment? Was it like an eye-opener moment? Like, it was like, dude, like, did a moment happen where like, fuck, dude, I gotta change this, you know?
I would definitely say when I got arrested. I mean, so I basically got arrested at school. I got into a physical altercation. And they arrested me on campus, released me straight to my mom because I was 15, whatever. But they did charge me with things. And then I mean, maybe 2 weeks passed. It was early in the morning, and my sister wakes me up, and because it's just my sister and my mom. That's really all I had at the time. She wakes me up. She says, "Jay, get up." I'm like, "Dude, what are you waking me up for?" She's like, "There's a cop at the door." I was like, great. And my mom, she was working all night. She worked construction at the time. So she wakes up after like an hour of sleep. And I remember the first thing that she said to the cop was, "Are you here to take him?" And I don't know why, but that like just broke my heart.
The default is that.
Yeah. Like,
not like, what did he do?
Yeah,
or like not my son. It was like,
is everything okay?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Just, are you here to take him? That just like broke my heart, bro. I don't know. And he said, "No, but we do need to talk." And I got arrested again. It's for something that happened months ago. It was on camera.
Okay.
Right? So I was like, wow, my life right now is just going downhill like so fast. And I'm 15, you know, I'm failing. I mean, I couldn't have had anything over a 0 in all classes. I didn't show up to school. I could not stay sober to save my life. I mean,
was there a reason? I believe people use drugs and alcohol to blind themselves from the reality. Was there something you were trying to hide?
No, not at all.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
I have alcoholic genes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just my whole family
just have an addiction personality.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, oh, why don't you smoke weed, dude? I'm like, dude, I have an obsessive personality.
Yeah.
I'm scared. And they're
Yeah.
like, why? I'm like, I've gotten this long without it.
Right.
Why go down that road?
Right. Yep.
And people are like, you have an addiction problem? I'm like, no, because when I decide to stop drinking, I can just stop drinking.
Yeah.
But like, why test the waters for no reason?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
So
100%.
continue. Yeah, continue.
And I mean, I have an alcoholic. It's a gene. Like it's like
It's a genetic.
It's a genetic. It's just in me. You know, it's when I start, I don't stop.
Yeah.
And when I stop, I'm to the point where I don't know if I'm stopping. And when I get under the influence of anything, whether it's an upper or a downer or I'm drinking or anything, I make poor decisions. Whether that be fighting, stealing, lying, cheating, whatever it is, I'm going to make that decision. And that's who Jay turns into.
See, lucky for me, it's fast food.
Oh, see that.
So when I drink, it's like, where are we gonna go eat fast food right now?
See,
you know?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's great. That's good.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like I'm gonna go knock down so many tacos from Taco Bell, and then then I wake up the next day like, oh god.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
So that moment in time, it just freaking like boom.
It just kind of clicked for me, and I believe I had I think 2 weeks clean and sober at the time, because I had gotten arrested the first time, and I believe that was like my first day clean and sober, and then 2 weeks later, he showed up at the door again at my house, and then yeah, that was the moment. Just hearing those words, like no concern at all. Like you here to take.
Well, and you said she's working nights, so she's on an hour's sleep. She don't even have the energy to fight it anymore. Probably.
No.
She's like, I'm just tired.
Yeah, my mom was tired. She was tired of worrying, and I knew she was, and I didn't intentionally want to like hurt her, but I could not stop.
Yeah.
I could not stop causing wreckage anywhere and everywhere that had anything to do with Justin.
So after that, like what changes did you make in your life to stop those things from happening?
So I ended up going to a 12-step program, which I still go to, and I live by that.
Yeah.
So I did that. I mean, I stayed in the house.
So you felt like you were hanging out with the wrong people.
Oh, I was hanging out with the wrong people.
You are who you surround yourself with.
I
swear by that. That is the greatest saying of any time.
Yeah, and like what I say now is, you hang out in the barbershop long enough, you're eventually going to get your hair cut, right?
Yeah.
So you hang around those people, especially in today, because I have 6 years clean and sober. My fiance has 4 years clean and sober.
So you guys are like a team.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah, super important, right? So, in this kind of off topic, but blowing up into this like social media, nobody is sober. Nobody's sober, especially at my age. I'm 21. All these 21 through like 30-year-olds, dude, they all want to party and drink, and to make connections is very difficult for me sometimes, because everybody's like, oh yeah, dude, pull up to this album release party or this whatever it is, and everybody is just drinking, or it's like a confined room and people are smoking weed. I don't want to be around that. I have no interest in that. I'd much rather come, put these mics away, and me and you
just
talk,
chat up.
Just chop.
It's funny, man. So I watched your last podcast last week. You dropped, and I go into everything with a goal. Like every podcast I do, like, okay, what's the goal that I want to get out of this podcast?
Yeah.
And I listened to that podcast, and I was like, dude, this kid is not being tapped into the questions he should be asked. So my goal is like, okay, I'm gonna get this kid to talk about the things that we can clip, that people actually need to know about this kid, who actually inspire more people.
Yeah.
So I hope you realize that. Like, that's why I'm asking these questions, because it's like, how can we clip this clip to get more people to realize, like, hey, you're hanging out with the wrong people? Go this.
Yeah.
Are you doing this? I did this.
Yeah.
And this is what I learned. And and I think that's the problem that I hate, with those, like, you want to do a podcast, but you ain't talking about no substance.
Yeah, no.
So
yeah.
what's the point of people listening to this?
Right.
You know what I mean? So like for you, it's like, are you feeling that struggle now that you're 21, but everyone you hang around with isn't in the mindset you're in? And I assume you're thinking, okay, how do I leverage this business? Who do I need to get in the room with?
Yep.
How do I leverage more deals to make more money so I can quit my 9 to 5 and stay home with my family? And everyone I'm chatting with, they're like, yo, dude, so we're like, where are we going tonight? You're like, nah, bro, like I'm going to go home with the kids.
Yep.
And I'm going to get up early because I got to go shoot content tomorrow because I'm working the next 6 days.
Exactly.
How is that struggle right now? I get frustrated with that. Like in Riverside, I'm 35. I'm like, who do I talk to about podcasting? They're like, nobody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just figure this out on my own.
Yep.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a struggle. I mean, it's such a struggle. I mean, from social media to just the real world, like coworkers. Hey, bro, you want to go get some tacos after work? Yeah, sure, cool. We're going to go to this bar down the street. Nope, not going.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I can't, it's so hard to make. I mean, I obviously have friends in program, right?
Yeah.
They're on the same. But they're not 21.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends that are my age. Literally, I don't. And
And you have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids.
So you're in a room that most people don't know either.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know the responsibility of having children.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Do you feel like the kids, I mean, obviously it's been 6 years, but do you feel like they're a big reason that has keeping you in line? The responsibility of them?
I mean, who am I to go mess up?
Yeah.
And, like, take away their father?
Mm-hmm.
Who am I? You
Yeah.
know? I'm not going to do that to them. I would never do that to them. I mean, you know, alcoholism will take me out like that if I don't stay straight, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that my head is good so I stay in their lives. Because my kids are my everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I get to go home to them.
For sure. I know, it's crazy. Some people are like, you know, like anytime like me and my girl are beefing or whatever, and like she you know, like questioning her, I'm like, girl, at no time I ever am upset to come home to you and your 3 kids. At no time. That it should be the answer to anything. I at no time I'm ever like sitting here being like, I don't want to go home.
I know.
Or find some reason not to go home. No, I'm like, all right, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Like, I have no desire. Like, I would have an opportunity to travel for work for like 15 weekends a year. And I'm like, nah. People are like, why not, dude? It's money. You could hang out with the boys. Da-da-da. I'm like, I just don't feel like jumping on a flight on Friday, missing my family all weekend, coming back Sunday night, and then working all through the week.
Yeah.
For 15, 16 weekends in a row.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care the money's good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather spend time at home.
No, 100%.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then there's also, that's another struggle of mine is, finding the necessary things to do, right? Today is my only day off. I'm exhausted, right?
Yeah.
Could I have stayed home and spent the whole day with my family?
Yeah.
100%. Would I have liked to? 100%. But I get to come on this podcast, you know, like I have to figure out the things that matter to my brand and that matter. Like, it's hard to decipher a lot of these things. Because I also have another interview opportunity later today, but I don't really feel like it's like
an opportunity for you.
A good move for me, you know. So that's a struggle for sure. And I'm sure by tonight there's gonna be something going on tonight, and people are gonna be like, "Bro, come to this, pop out to this. You need to make an appearance, right?" Am I gonna go to that? Probably not. But would it be good to meet supporters? Would it be good to go throw out some shirts? Would it be good to go give out some stickers? Yeah. But is it more important than my family? No. So it's hard to figure out exactly what's the best for me and my brand and what I'm doing.
What's crazy is, and this is me just throwing my 2 cents out on what I'm seeing right now, is that you're already at a point where you have a following. Now your meetings that you'll be having with people will be not at night. Because to make more money, it's going to be brand deals. It's going to be like, you already got the following. You've tapped into the market. So now it's, how do you take advantage of the audience that you already have? And those are the meetings that you have when the sun's still out.
Right.
And that's what people don't get.
Yeah.
Is that the 9 a.m. meetings are the most important meetings. Right. But we all think that the 11 to 1 a.m. meetings are the most important ones. Right. But no, the 9 a.m., the 7, I had a buddy of me text me this morning, hey, dude, it's at 7. Hey, bro, let's get coffee today. I'd love to chat some work stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I can't. I got a podcast to do. I was like, I could see you at, because he's a dad, too, busy. Right. I was like, you know, I could take him like, yo, bro, let's go. And I'm like, nah, dude. Like, I was like, I could see you at 5 I could meet you at 5,
Mm-hmm.
right before dinner. We'll meet. You go do your thing with your family. I'll go do my thing. Cool. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But that's the things that people will lose. We want to think that it's the nighttime meetings.
Yeah.
No, it's the morning meetings.
Yeah, no.
It's the morning times that actually will make the wheel go farther.
Yep.
You know, because that's at the end of the day, how do you pay your bills? And now that's the game. And that's the thing that people don't process too. It's like, does this financially benefit me? No. Like I have a rule. I only meet with 3 people. If you don't fit in those 3, I don't meet with you.
Yeah.
It's 1, are we friends?
Right.
Like I'm friends with you or whatever. 2, we're gonna do some type of business, like or some value is being transitioned from you business wise. And 3, not anymore, only my girl, I wanted to date you.
Right.
So if it wasn't those 3 moves, like people are like, yo, dude, let's meet. Why? We're not friends. You want something from me. I'm gonna get nothing out of you, and I don't want to date you. So why am I gonna meet with you?
Right.
I don't need to waste an hour and a half to sit with you. You trying to get stuff out of me.
100%.
You know what I mean?
No, I
And it's
agree.
not trying to be an asshole.
It's not.
You just have to be that way.
Yeah.
Because you only have so much time in the day.
Yeah, time has to be valuable.
The time has to be valuable, and then you got to keep your house right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because if your house not right, then your work life's not right, and if your
Right.
work life's not right, then that ain't right, and then your health ain't right. It's a freaking wheel.
Your foundation got to be strong.
You
man.
got to be going. So now that you're sober, now you got the family life, now you got this. Has a family life with your mom and all that stuff, have you seen an increase in that too? Like, is that in a better place for you?
Oh yeah, I mean, my mom is my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm a mama's boy. She raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was my mom and my sister for a long time, just them. So I was like the man of the house at a young age.
And that's stressful for you.
I never even thought of it as like stressful, but like maybe looking back on it, I was like, dang. That was
And
a
maybe
lot.
that's why you were substance abuse.
Maybe.
Because you couldn't handle the pressure of that.
It's possible. There could be 100
let's go.
reasons.
I mean, we're not Dr. Phil in here.
There could be 100 reasons, but I just think it's the genetics.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm so close to my family.
Good.
I love my family.
Good.
Like, if I have, so I live here, right,
Uh-huh.
right here.
Yeah.
My mom lives here, up the street.
Yeah.
My sister lives here. My biological dad lives here. My stepdad's with my mom, right? So we're just in a big circle. They're always coming over to see the kids. I'm always going there.
So you
over
got
there
the
to take
support,
kids.
man.
I have a huge support system. Like,
Dude, I get so annoyed with people, man. I have this thing where when I do talks with groups, I talk about your championship team. Who's on your starting 5?
mm-hmm.
And I laugh because they're like, people go, what are you talking about, dude? I go, you care more about most, whatever sport team you like. You care more important how they play and who's on your team, but you don't even think about who's on your team.
Right.
And you're quicker to be like, that guy sucks. We need to fire that coach, or we need to fire that player and trade him. But like, you don't ever take ownership of your life. Like, okay, who's in my starting 5? Who's helping me get where I want? Are they the person that's gonna help me get to where I want to be?
No, yeah.
They don't ever think about that.
Yeah.
But you'll spend all weekend long watching sports.
Yeah.
Pits of the dude.
Yep.
I heard in the podcast you don't watch sports.
I don't watch sports.
Me neither.
I don't have time to watch
Zero.
sports.
0.
I'll keep up maybe on my phone. Like, I'll look up who won the game just to keep up with, like, I will never sit there and watch a full
Never.
football game. No,
I don't have
basket.
time.
As a teenager, bro.
Yeah. My
all I
girl's
did.
like, why don't you watch football? I'm like, you wouldn't want me to watch football. She's like, why? I was like, I know people that watch football Thursday night, then all day Saturday, then all day Sunday, then Monday night. And I go, you wouldn't want that. Oh,
Yep.
no, I wouldn't care. You would.
You would.
You would.
Dude.
You don't even. I don't play video games. I know you were a big Twitch.
I don't have time to play video games.
You miss Fortnite at all?
Nah, not really.
No?
It was cool at the time, but like, I have so much stuff going on now. I don't go, oh man, I really wish I could sit down and play video
Dude,
games.
I might need. Can you still play? You think?
No.
No, you think you lost it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because like my 2 stepsons, they're big Fortniters and they always want to talk trash to me that they whoop my ass.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, dude, if you still play, I'll say, because we have a switch here, I'll be like, hey, let's play, and I'll have you play and mop them and be like, boys, what you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just here to use you.
Yeah, no.
I'm just here to get street cred from my 14-year-old stepdaughter,
Okay.
and for you to beat my other 2 kids on Fortnite, and that's it.
Oh,
That's
fine.
all I need.
Yeah, no. I'm just here for the free coffee. So.
So, man, what do we got right now? We're at an hour. Dude, you know what? I want to say, like, and I hope you process what you're doing, and I hope you give yourself grace on what you pulled off. And it's crazy because, like, people always ask me about, like, the homelessness, and I lost my career, and I lost a fiance, and all this stuff all at one time. And I go, you know why I love that? And they're like, why's that? Because then when I really blow up, then the story's better.
Right.
So for you, it's like, even all that shit, the story wouldn't be that good if you were like, yeah, I was a straight A student and I have no problems and everything was good and da-da-da-da, like, this is what we do. And now it's like, dude, I went from this to this and this, you know? And that's why I'm hoping people get this podcast. It's like, dude, even if you're that 14-year-old kid right now and your shit's messed up, you ain't over. Because the sad part is everyone starts giving up on that kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and I've really tried to do my part to uplift with, you know, if I have a lot of students that watch my stuff from high schools and middle schools, and they struggle, you know?
Especially nowadays.
I go on live on I can't really go live with everybody on TikTok, but when I go live on Instagram, you know, I have a couple hundred people in there. I chop it up, but I have everybody join as much as I can. Everybody who wants to join, hop on, and they freak out. Dude, no way. They start screenshotting it and like.
You're giving them street cred, dude.
And then, how's school? Lame.
Yeah.
Why is it lame? Oh, I don't go. Oh yeah, so your grades aren't very good. Nah, fool, I got all F's. Check it out. So if you send me your report card, the next one you get, and you have all C's, everything is passing, I'll come hand deliver you free merch. And they freak out. It's happened a few times already. These kids, they had all F's, you know? And they start sending me their grades, and they have like an A, a B, and the rest are C-. And they are so excited. And they just want the shirt. They just want the sweatshirt. They just want me to come and deliver it to them. That is such a blessing to me. Like, I have the power. Even if it wasn't just me, I played a part. I had a role in them sitting down at school, not leaving school, putting pen to paper, not having a pen, turning in their work, not throwing it away, and actually like listening to their teacher, dude. Like, that's beautiful to me. I don't know.
I think because you're making it cool.
I try to.
And isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's like you're just making it cool, and I think that's the issue. Is I think like, because of all the other stuff they see on TikTok and all the skits and those things and people trying to be cool, like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. You know, that's why I think Justin with One Love IE, I think he makes it cool to be in school and to do well. And I think that is the most important thing, dude.
No, 100%. And they, I don't know. I'm just so grateful to be able to play a role into any of that. And you know what? I try and make it cool because I struggled in school for so long, and I never felt good in those times. I never felt good.
No, because it lowers your confidence. You feel like an idiot.
You feel like an idiot,
dude.
and
then it makes you not want to do more.
Exactly. And then when I started doing good in my end of junior, senior year, when I went to independent studies, and I started doing good, and I started getting A's on absolutely everything, I felt the best in school that I ever had. I felt horrible when I was doing bad. It's not like I just felt good when I was the class clown and doing stupid stuff and not showing up. I thought I looked cool. I looked like an idiot, and I felt horrible. I was miserable. And then when I start doing good, like when you really crack down on your schoolwork and you're getting A's and A's and A's, and you look at your grades and it's
it's like, confidence, bro.
Dude.
It's confidence, momentum.
Yeah. And you're not worried about your mom going, let me see your grades. Let me see your report card. It's not like that.
You're excited.
Yes. It's
you're like you want to
take it.
You want to take, boom, take go. I think I think the most important thing we can teach kids is confidence. Yeah. And whatever that is, dude, I graduated high school, and I have a 7th grade reading level, and I have dyslexia. And the reason I tell people that is because I barely got through school. Yeah. But then I found something that I could work with in my skill set, and I have the ability now to just hire everyone that literally can do the things I suck at. Right. And I don't care about all the things I'll post something, and it happened last week. I posted something, and someone's like the letters were behind it, whatever. And I was like, whatever, dude, I don't care. And someone's like DM me, right? And I was like, yeah, cool, man. And he's like, you messed up. I was like, yeah, I'm cool. And he said something, and I was kind of like, he's a person I'm not a fan of. And I was like, you wanna send W-2s versus W-2s? What do you want to do? Right. And I'm like, what are you doing right here? You're coming at me over a misspelling in a post. You're not even looking at the full video that I shot that can actually help someone move their life forward, but you want to try to talk trash. It's like, okay, you want to talk trash? Let's go W2 versus W2. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to bring me down, dude? Right. You should try to be supporting me. Yeah. I don't slide into your DMs and say bad things to you,
Yeah.
I have no desire to do that,
Right.
dude.
No,
I'm
yeah.
only here to support.
Right.
You know, and it's like that is the world that these kids live in, is that you're dealing with something, you're coming at me.
Yep.
That's your problem.
Yep.
Why are you coming at me?
Mhm.
You know, probably like you get some comments. Do you read the comments?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you?
Mhm.
Do you comment back to people that talk trash?
No.
No?
Never.
No?
Nope.
What they don't get, it helps the algorithm.
Dude.
That's the
yeah.
thing they don't get.
Yeah.
My number one video on Instagram is people talking trash.
Mhm.
And it's like, there's 20 comments, people saying I'm an idiot, but then there's 200 and something likes, and it's over 20 something thousand views. Like,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Appreciate you.
and when I make a video and I have, 600 comments saying Riverside is not like this, I hope you know that those 600 comments of you thinking you were going to hurt my feelings push that video out to 600,000 more people
Yeah.
and put money in my pocket.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
And the crazy part, are you a big Gary Vee fan or no?
Who?
Gary Vee?
I have no idea who that is. Who's that?
Holy shit.
Am I
That's how
missing
you know.
out or what?
Yeah, I mean, Gary Vee is a guy who owns a media company in New York. He's a guy, but he always says he's like he's a big social media guy. But he always talks about like feel bad for the person that has the time to write a bad comment on your post. Feel bad for them. They have
true.
that much time, and they are in that kind of place that they want to take the time to come on my page and take the time to type out a text.
Yep.
And I feel bad for them.
Yep.
He's
I like that.
He's like, I feel bad for them that they have that much time to do that.
Yeah.
You know? No, Gary Vee, he changed my life, man. Gary Vee was a guy who I came across. I knew nothing about social media. I knew nothing about media. I knew nothing about, they didn't even have social media.
Mhm.
I was umpiring baseball in the minor leagues for 10 years, got fired. Then I was like, oh shoot, what are we going to do? How are we going to sell this real estate stuff? And it was like, kind of like he kind of says, like his thing is like, just give as much value as possible.
Yeah.
Give, and then ask.
Right.
I'm terrible at the asking part.
Yeah.
I just give too much. But no, Gary Vee is a big influence. But you can kind of tell his age group. I'm 35, you're 21, so it's a little bit different. So for you, man, what would be something you want to leave off?
I don't know.
Dude. You know
I
what,
feel
man?
like we had a good conversation.
Dude, I am
everywhere.
just happy that I met my goal for today. I feel like we talked about things that I think most people in your realm will not ask you.
Yeah.
And I want people to realize this guy is more than just some guy that makes skits. And that's the value that I hope people will get today, is that you might see him just making skits, but it's way more than that.
Yeah.
In the game, he's just starting, and it's good to see that you're starting to leverage everything. And I'm excited to see the future with you, man.
I'm excited to see the future with all this.
Dude, well,
I'm rooting for you. I'm in your corner.
right back at you, dude. Thanks, guys. Make sure you go follow him. He needs more than 100,000 likes on all his TikTok videos. So go follow him on TikTok. Go follow him on Instagram. If you're a kid out there and you're struggling in school and something like today he said that made you feel like I was me one day, dude, send him a DM. He's a guy that'll get back to you. Send us a DM. Whatever we can do to help support each other. If we need to buy some merch from you to give out or whatever, we'll do that. And whatever we can do to support each other, that's what we're here for.
I appreciate you.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you so
Thanks
much
for stopping by.
having me
Until
on.
next time, guys. Peace.